echo in steel. The parcel arrived on a washed-out Thursday morning, wrapped in brown paper and tied with twine. The metal detectorist's note was brief. Found near Delville Wood. Thought you'd appreciate this. He did. He carried it out to the workshop behind his house in Ghent, the old brick outbuilding where he filmed episodes of his channel, Old Hands, New Life. His English wasn't perfect, but his viewers liked his enthusiasm, his gentle voice, his habit of drifting into history mid-sentence. He set up the camera, hit record, and lifted the helmet into frame. "Today," he said, "we have something special. A Brodie helmet, real World War I, found on the Somme." It was a ruin, rust-eaten, mud-packed, the rim jagged with time, but even through the decay it had presence. He always talked through his restorations. Most channels didn't, but he loved the stories. He brushed away the Somme earth, narrating as he worked. Delville Wood, July 1916, one of the worst parts of the Somme offensive. The South African Brigade held it for 6 days. Casualties were 80%. He paused, letting the number settle. After that, British forces rotated in, Lancashire Fusiliers among them. The fighting went on until September. He wasn't imagining anything unusual, just doing what he always did, putting himself in the shoes of the men who'd been there. But as he worked, a thought drifted through his mind. "Keep your head down, Wilmslow!" He blinked. Wilmslow? Probably something he'd read once, or a detail from a documentary. He shrugged and kept brushing. He set up the electrolysis tank, explaining the process for the camera. "This will lift the rust without damaging the steel. Takes time, but it is worth it." As the water began to bubble, a faint metallic smell rose. Without thinking, he muttered, "Smells like the trench latrine pits. Devil's bathwater." He paused, amused. Where had that come from? He'd never smelled a trench latrine pit. He wasn't even sure British soldiers used that phrase. Probably something from a film, or a book, or just his imagination running ahead of him. He smiled and kept working. He leaned over the tank to check the water level. The rising steam curled strangely, and for a moment he pictured a yellow-brown cloud rolling low across broken earth. Men shouting, masks fumbling, panic tightening the air. He exhaled. "Mustard gas," he murmured. "I was reading about it earlier." It made sense. He'd been immersed in the Somme all day. Of course his imagination would run ahead of him. He smiled at the camera. "I am putting myself in their shoes too much, I think." Hours later, he lifted the helmet from the tank. The rust sloughed away, revealing the original steel beneath. He wiped the rim with a cloth. Stopped. There were scratches. Not random, not accidental. Letters. He leaned closer. E. Wilmslow, number 24118. His breath caught. Wilmslow? The name he'd thought earlier. He laughed softly. "Well, that's a coincidence." He filmed the inscription, pleased with the find. He kept narrating, but his thoughts drifted more than usual. "I imagine him, Ernest Wilmslow, maybe polishing his kit in the barracks with his mate Charlie." And suddenly he knew Charlie. A Devon accent, a quick grin, always quoting Shakespeare. He frowned slightly. Funny how the mind filled in details. He must have read something like that once, or seen a character like that in a film. He shook it off and kept filming. He always ended his videos the same way, showing the restored object in use. So he lifted the helmet, now clean, whole, shining faintly under the workshop lights. "All right," he said softly, "moment of truth." He lowered it onto his head, and the world shifted. Not visually, not physically, emotionally. A weight slammed into him, fear thick as mud, the distant thunder of artillery, a voice shouting, "Ernie, mask on, mask on!" His own breath hitched, his own heart pounded, but the thoughts weren't his. "Mum, will I ever see my sweetheart again? Please let Charlie be alright. Please let this stop. Please." He tore the helmet off, stumbling back, gasping. The workshop returned. He was unharmed, but shaking. He didn't sleep that night. He sat at his computer typing, Ernest Wilmslow, 24118, World War I. And there he was. Private Ernest Wilmslow, Lancashire Fusiliers, wounded at Delville Wood, survived, discharged 1917, married his sweetheart Margaret, 3 children, died in 1968, peacefully at home. He scrolled further. Charlie, Private Charles H. Tregarron, Lancashire Fusiliers, same battalion as Ernest. Killed in action, Delville Wood. He closed his eyes. The helmet hadn't shown him how Ernest died. It shown him the moment Ernest thought he would. A memory echo, a life echo, a connection across a century. He found a granddaughter, sent her an email, explained everything, the restoration, the name, the research. She wrote back, "He never talked about the war, but he always said he lost his helmet at the Somme." He boxed it carefully, sent it home.